I'm Victor Cubillas. Today I got the news that I have a growth inside my spinal cord, in my neck, and that is why I'm having weird tingly and numb feeling and a little bit of pain on my hands, which is actually spreading to my elbows already. I am doing this video just in case anything happens to me before my time. I want to say that I really enjoy life the best that I am of my ability. And my biggest regret of if anything were to happen is that I will have left two little boys, Matthew and Johnny, and I will give anything for them to live my life. But hopefully everything will be okay. But just in case, I want to say that I love you guys very much. I love you, Lily. Maybe I haven't been the best husband, but I tried. And I tried to do the best I can. I always did, and I always will. Like Matthew says, I will quit until I die. So don't expect me to quit before anything happens to me, because I'm not. I want to tell my mother that I love you, that you have been an inspiration to me. And without your example, I would be nothing, because you really have made so much with so little, and I am very, very proud of you. Like I look after you. I look for you as an example of how to live my life, and I hope I have been teaching these things to my boys as well. Especially the power of being generous, the power of not quitting, the power of working hard, the power of being honest.
GPS signal lost.
The power of being honest. Those are the things that I learned the most from my mother. And besides that, I have a lot of people that have helped me get to where I am. The first person that comes to my mind is Mark Smith. Unfortunately, he died before I could go and see him in Troy. He was the dean of students at RPI, who went out of his way to help me out always. Gladys, that's another friend that I care very much about. And my brothers and sisters, I love you guys very much. If I could miss you when I'm gone, I will miss you. And my friend Elmer, thank you very much for being there, buddy. Things were pretty crappy for a while, and you were always there for me, and I cannot thank you enough. And I am really glad that your children call me Uncle Victor. That is really nice, actually. I love that. And I hope nothing will happen to me, but if it does, I wanted to say a few things that I think I should say. I think it's important to let people know how you feel. My wife asks me quite often, why do you try? Why do you try so hard? Because if I didn't try so hard, I would be nothing. I think I could be a dishwasher, like I was for a while. But I would have never gone to school, become an engineer, eventually get to the job where I work right now in Northrop Grumman. I wouldn't have the properties that I have with Sam. We wouldn't have our own home. So that's the reason why I try so hard. And once you have that driving you, you really cannot turn it off. Yeah, yeah, maybe I should be happy with what I got, but yeah, it's really hard to stop being the way you are, especially when being the way you are is what got you to where you are. So yeah, it's really hard to turn it off. You really can't. I mean, yeah, my Matthew will tell you. If you ask him when do you die, when do you quit, he will tell you you quit when you die. So that is the day that I quit, not before. And that's about it. You know, I say I love you, Mom. Love you, Lily. The boys. Thank you, suegros. You guys have been great. I know one of you didn't like me when you first knew about me. I don't know which one, but you guys are very good. Whichever of you two is, you guys are very good actors, because I could never tell who is the one that didn't like me. I genuinely like you. You guys have been great with me and my boys. Thank you, Cuñada. Thank you, Tiro. All of you have been great. And whatever happens to me, I feel like my boys will be okay because of you guys. You know. Also, Don and Rich, you guys have been a blessing meeting you. Steve, who always never doubted twice to show me a house even when I really had no idea how I was gonna do it. So, you know, thank you very much for that. Thank you for believing in me. And Sam, we had our rough moments, but I think we worked through them and things are going pretty well. We just got a house yesterday. I know it's a little scary, but yeah, things are moving forward pretty well. I also want to say thank you to Dan Zitowski. He interviewed me about 3 months ago, and ever since I started listening to audiobooks basically all day on my way to work and on the way back, and it has really helped to change me. It really did. Believe it or not, it has been you were an inspiration of mine to keep on going forward no matter what happens. And to the people that were not nice to me, I forgive you. You know, I always tried to be the best person I could to everybody. I don't think I ever did any harm or caused any losses to anybody on purpose. The people that did to me, I forgive you. I don't know why you did it, but that's okay. You know, like I forgive you. I don't hate you. I don't think I could ever hate anybody. And let me see. One thing I want to say is, for a while I wasn't a bad person, but for a while I went through a lot of women. Sometimes like 2 at a time, and sometimes they knew about each other. I don't think they care very much. I'm sorry for if I ever hurt your feelings. I'm really sorry. That was never my intention. I was always honest with you, but my intentions were never to harm you or to hurt you. I hope that you guys had a good time like I did, and you know, yeah, a lot of good memories. Like, I used to give my wife that I wanted our wedding song to be To All the Girls I Loved Before, but she didn't let me do that. I wanted to, no, actually, I didn't. I joked about it, but all you ladies have made my life fuller. You know, I really enjoy every second of it, even the ones that I regretted. Not too many, maybe a couple. But like I say, I live my life to the best of my ability. I enjoyed it. I did as much as I could with what I got. I could have done better financially, but God knows that I tried. I really tried. And yeah, because there's one saying that is one of my favorite ones. I think it was said by, I could be wrong, by Kiyosaki or Bill Gates, one of the two. If you are born poor, it's not your fault. If you die poor, it is your fault. And I made it one of my goals in life to someday become a millionaire. And I don't know if I will or not, but I can tell you, I'm trying. And if everything goes well, I will continue trying. Because got nothing to lose. I mean, I came to the U.S. on April 17th, 1987, with a bag of a few clothes in my small luggage and $12 in my pocket that my cuñado at the time, my cuñado Carlos gave me, which, since I had never been used to going to video arcades, I spent the $12 in 2 days playing video games. I think by my house there was a video arcade, and I spent all $12 in there. So I really have nothing to lose. So why not give it a try? Did I make mistakes? Of course I made a bunch of them. But the one mistake I never made was to quit. That is something that I would never do until my last day. So yeah. Besides that, yeah, I mean, I had a great life. I went through a lot of pain, which taught me to be tough and to not be a quitter, a little whiny little bitch. And yeah, I mean, one of the houses I went to see with Steve about 2 years ago was a house in Havre de Grace. While inspecting a property, I fell through the deck because somebody had the bright idea of using OSB on the dirt floor, and I fell through the floor, broke a rib. Yeah, it was painful, but I broke a rib. I started to drive. I guess the pain was too much that I fainted. But yeah, my wife told me why, and then she told me, see, that's what happens when you try. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like I told you, I will quit when I die. So that is the best thing that I can leave anybody, is never quit, unless you want to. Yeah, because sometimes maybe there comes a point in which you perhaps have to quit. But if you're making slow progress, however slow it is, even if you have setbacks, but if you think you're making progress and you want to keep going, keep going. Nobody can tell you to quit. The only person that can tell you to quit is you. Nobody can or have the right to tell you to quit, except for you. So if you ever want to quit, do yourself a favor. Look in the mirror and ask the mirror if you should quit. If that person tells you, yeah, you should quit, then maybe you should. But besides that, nobody else can. And don't let anybody tell you that you should quit. Because unless you want to quit, don't do it. Don't quit because you are upsetting somebody. Don't quit because it's difficult. Don't quit because your wife is mad at you. Don't quit because it's too much work. Don't quit because you don't know how to keep going. Yeah, just keep on going. I mean, there's a song by what's his name? By the founder of Primerica. I forgot his name. There's a speech that was made into a song. And I said, Art, but what do I do? It's difficult. Just do it. But Art, it's a lot of work. Oh, Art. His name is Art. It's a lot. Just do it. But Art, nobody is answering my calls. Just do it. But Art, it's difficult. Just do it. But Art, I haven't sold a policy yet. Just do it. But Art, So my point is, if you don't want to keep, don't quit. And also, my friend Dennis, I owe you $1,000 from the car that you sold me many years ago. I will make sure that you will get your $1,000 sooner or later. But I do owe you $1,000 for the car. Thank you for that. And I'm sorry that we lost touch with each other, but for many years you were like a brother to me. And I enjoyed every moment that we spent together. Besides that, I mean, yeah, like I say, it's, to all my nieces and nephews, Stephanie, yes, you are, I told you many times that you are my favorite niece, and I meant it. I think I got 8 nieces and 8 nephews, and of all of them, you're my favorite one. Since you were a little baby, I still remember holding you next to me because you wouldn't start crying up to 2 in the morning. And finally I gave up and just put you next to me, and you went to sleep really quickly. So that I still had that memory. That was a beautiful memory. And to my nephew Christopher, you don't have to prove that you are doing better than I am, because I know you are, and I know you will. Just prove it to yourself that you can be better than you want, but you don't have to prove it to anybody. Or every time I see you, I love you, and you were like my practice son. I mean, quite a good practice actually, because you definitely push my buttons. To my father, Dad, I love you. And yeah, you could have been a better father to me, but you did what you could, I think. Given the circumstances where your father wasn't even near you when you were growing up. I met your father one time, so I can see why you were the way you were, but you definitely tried, especially on your later years. You definitely became a much better father. But I love you and respect you, and yeah, I definitely love you and respect you, Dad, and I think you did the best you could with what you knew. It's kind of hard to learn if you don't have anybody to learn from. And what time is it? I think